Yes, I know that Khloe put herself in this position. I'm not overlooking that. But the defense part is specifically about the baby. That's the part that I don't understand why people are so confused about. Hi, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dee and I'm gonna get right into it. So we have been seeing the news about Khloe and Tristan, and Tristan is now gallivanting in Europe with a mystery woman, and people are all pointing the finger at Khloe and telling her, how could you be so stupid? How could you have another baby with this man when you know who he is? What I don't understand is, okay, the fact that the baby is either born already or is about to be born shows very clearly that the surrogate that they used was impregnated in November. November happened before December, when the court documents came out showing that Marley Nichols, who is Tristan's third baby mama, had already given birth and that she was demanding that he take care of his child. Now, I did not buy that whole thing. The way they documented the situation, Khloe became aware of Marley and her baby when the news broke, when we all heard about the news of her suing Tristan to take care of the baby. And this came out in December, beginning of December, I believe. According to the show, that's when Khloe became aware of the situation. I don't buy that for 1 second. That's not when Khloe became aware of Marley and her claim that Tristan was the father of her child. I am 100% sure that Khloe already knew. And that scene when I do believe, though, if you look at the reactions, because I think I'm a very perceptive person. I can read body language and I can see things. The way Kim was so agitated, I do believe that's when Kim found out. When she was calling the sisters, when she called Kylie, and Kylie was saying, is Tristan the worst person in the world? And then Kim was quickly like, no, we're on camera. Like, don't say too much. I do believe that that's when the sisters became aware of the situation. However, I believe Khloe knew, because apparently Tristan and this woman had been going back and forth in court before the baby was born. This was a legal situation that started in the summer of last year, the summer of 2021, when the woman started making demands of him, and he was going to court and fixing that. Is it possible that Tristan could keep all of this away from Khloe? It is possible. But there are a couple of things that, I don't know, let me know that Khloe already knew. Number one, when the news broke and Kim was running around calling everybody on the phone, she texted Khloe first, and Khloe didn't respond. She didn't answer her phone. And I remember Kim saying, I don't understand. She's the one who gets up the earliest. Why isn't she responding? Khloe was in a panic. She saw that it came out. She saw that she hadn't told her sisters, her family yet. And she was trying to come up with some kind of a response. When she finally answered the phone, there was something in her voice that sounded, I don't know. There was something very inauthentic when she was like, what is this? What is this? Oh my gosh, I don't know. But she knew. She knew. The sisters didn't know, because the sisters were going to drag her if they had said, you are continuing to deal with this man. But anyway. However, I do want to say this. Even if she found out about Marley 6 months before the baby was born, you have to understand that Tristan and Khloe had begun the IVF process before this. Remember when Khloe, in Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which is the E! show, she was talking about how during lockdown, they kind of got close again. Before that, they had broken up, and they had decided that they were going to co-parent. They had broken up. But then during this pandemic, they were quarantining together as a family. And you know how that is. They probably, she started thinking, look how wonderful it is. Look how great it is when it's just the three of us in this home. We can make this work. But remember, Tristan was also on quarantine. He couldn't work. He couldn't go to games. She got the version of Tristan that is on lockdown, that can literally not leave the house. That is the Tristan that she kind of fell in love with again and decided it is time to expand our family. And if you watch the show, it was during this time that she got on camera with Tristan and said, it is time for us to start planning our family. I happen to think that anything that we see on the Kardashian show that is being discussed on camera has already been discussed off camera, and the process has already begun off camera. I personally believe that by the time the show was filming, which was in summer of 2020, they had already started the process. They had already harvested maybe some eggs from Khloe, and they were in the process of creating embryos. So we're talking the middle of 2020. If by that time they had already created these rumored 5 embryos that were created from Khloe's eggs and Tristan's sperm, these are 5 potential babies that Khloe has already emotionally invested in. And the fact that it's something that was created at a time when everything was going well between them. Can you only imagine how Khloe must have felt? She was dealing with infertility problems. Even before she got pregnant with True, she wasn't even sure if she could have babies. And then she had her miracle baby. And now the doctor already told her, you had a really bad pregnancy. If you have another pregnancy, you might die. So they decided from before all of this that they were going to use a surrogate. And now here it is. They finally have their 5 miracles, their embryos. So what? So what if she found out a year later when, the embryos are already made, they're getting ready to start their family. What if she finds out that Tristan has been messing with another woman and he now potentially could be bringing a child into the world? What is she supposed to do with those embryos? Flush them down the toilet? These embryos, these potential babies that she's already in love with, that she already is picturing having into this house. She's building a brand new house with more room, extra room for more babies, more siblings for True. Do you really expect her to throw these embryos away? Once you have embryos with someone, regardless of what happens to the relationship, these are, like I said, potential babies that you have to now think about. The embryo has the potential of developing into an actual baby that you're holding in your hands. And for somebody like Khloe, who has struggled with her fertility, to expect her to just put that stuff on ice and forget about it, it's really disingenuous. I mean, anybody, if you get pregnant and you find out that your husband cheated on you, do you have an abortion? Do you throw away the baby? Oh, this is not going to work out between us, so let me get rid of the baby. That's kind of extreme, especially if the baby was conceived with love, with intention, with the plan of having a child, of giving your child a sibling. You don't just throw that away. So for people to say that Khloe is a dum-dum for going through with the pregnancy with the surrogate after she found out about Marilee, again, if we believe the timeline that they are selling to us, then no, the surrogate would have gotten pregnant the month before Khloe found out. And of course, she's going to go through with the pregnancy. From what I understand, and again, I don't know if all of these things are true. From what I understand, at least 2 of the embryos had already been previously implanted in either that same surrogate or another surrogate or other 2 surrogates, and they didn't take. The surrogate miscarried about 2 of the embryos, from what I understand. And this one stuck. And the surrogate got pregnant. How could you expect Khloe, upon hearing about Marilee, to not continue with the process? This is ridiculous. I sometimes wonder what is wrong with people who are out here talking and tweeting. I sometimes wonder if people forget about real life and real human nature and how we react to real things happening. Anyway, I have to say that people jumping down Khloe's throat because she decided to go through with the pregnancy of an embryo that was created with Tristan way before the whole Marley thing happened, way before he even slept with Marley. These embryos were already created and they were ready to be implanted. So for people to say that she shouldn't have gone through with it because he cheated on her again, remember, Khloe knows who she has next to her. She knows who he is. She still made a baby with him. And I happen to think that when the rest of us found out about Tristan cheating on Khloe the first time during the last part of her pregnancy, I believe Khloe already knew about this. Because TMZ, when they released the photos of him kissing or making out with two women at a bar somewhere, they admitted that this was footage from months before. Now, if you understand how TMZ and the media works, before they release something, they have to communicate with the people involved and ask for a comment. I am sure when they first got that footage of Tristan making out with those girls at the bar, months before they actually came out, Kris Jenner just opened her checkbook and say, I'm gonna ask you to please hold on to this and not release this. And it was a very nice check because TMZ decided, okay, we're gonna keep it to ourselves. And the only reason why TMZ released that footage of Tristan with those other women is because another publication had already come out and shown him walking into a hotel room with yet another woman. It wasn't until after that happened that TMZ said, oh, by the way, we have this footage of Tristan messing with these girls here at a bar. At that point, TMZ must have said to Kris Jenner, all bets are off. The cat is out of the bag. Another publication is gonna out him. Obviously, Kris wasn't able to pay them enough for them not to release the footage. And so they said, okay, since that is out, then now we have to put out the information we have been sitting on. And that's how it works, by the way. For those of you who don't know, that's really how it works in the media. And with these gossip magazines and gossip blogs, that's how it works. So Khloe has always known who her man is. She has always known who he is. And the fact that we only know about the times he cheats on her is when he cheats on her publicly, or when somebody gets pregnant, or when somebody talks, like that girl Sydney Chase, who went on the No Jumper podcast and outed him for having something to do with her. And then there was Slim Danger, who is another, what is Slim Danger? She's Chief Keef's baby mama. All these people. Yeah, she also came out and she actually showed a check where he paid her to have an abortion, but the check was directed to her for consulting fees. So this man, if these are the only instances we know about him cheating on her when something public like this happens, imagine the women he hooks up with in private, where there are no cameras, where nobody gets pregnant, where they have enough sense to keep their mouth shut, or he pays them enough to keep their mouth shut. There is no way for us to know how many times he has stepped out on this woman. And if you want to believe that Khloe has never known this, please. Khloe has known this. She knows this. She knows who she has. Now, she is... from what I understand, he is now gallivanting through Europe. I can't show any of the footage because I don't want to get a claim on my video. But it seems like he's not just gallivanting with some woman. He's out here in the public holding hands. He's holding hands with a woman. That's a very intimate thing to do. If you're just messing with some little jump off, you're not holding hands. You're walking 3 steps ahead of her. She's walking behind you. There's security between the two of you because you don't want to be photographed or videotaped walking with this person. But the fact that he's out in public holding hands with this woman, it seems like this might be a little, a new little squeeze. And I guarantee you, this time, Khloe's not going to be able to look away because this is too much. Number one, their baby was either just born or is going to be born really soon. And the fact that he's all the way in Greece, hanging out with another woman, holding hands, romantically strolling through the streets in Greece. That has to be a dagger in Khloe's heart that she won't be able to pull out. And I think this time she's really done, because the humiliation is just too much. People are laughing at her. Even the video where he's seen walking with this woman, you see these women in the video. One of them is like, and the other one is laughing. So the humiliation this time, I don't think Khloe will be able to get over it. If she still has embryos, I believe she's going to say to him, I'm going to try and get as many of these embryos to hatch into babies, because we made these for True to have siblings. We want True to have siblings that are pretty close to her age, so she can play with them and relate to them and be close. Just like Khloe grew up close to her sisters, because they're all kind of close in age. I believe that this is probably, the end for Tristan. And I think he knows it. Maybe they already discussed this, and that's why he's so boldly walking hand in hand with this woman in public. I think he knows Khloe's done, but he will always be famous by association with them because of this. And so, yeah, Khloe really, she did this to herself. And another thing I was thinking, what makes it extra hurtful this time is that he's parading this other woman in public knowingly, and there's a baby on the way, and it must be really difficult. The first time when he cheated on her around the time of True's birth, it was different because, again, these were women he was kind of clandestine. He was kind of, messing with them on the low and not really claiming them. But the fact that he's walking down the streets of Greece in front of people holding hands with this woman, this is different. This is kind of claiming this woman. And the fact that he's claiming some other woman so close to the time when their next baby is going to be born, this must be extra stressful for Khloe. Kind of like when Jordan Craig, his first fiance, was pregnant with his first child, and around this time he was claiming Khloe publicly, gallivanting, putting her on his Instagram, holding hands, without a care for how this may have made Jordan feel. Do you see that, Khloe? Do you feel that? Do you understand now? Yeah. Karma is not very nice. So yeah, that is my take on the whole Khloe and Tristan saga. I don't feel sympathy for Khloe. I want to make this very clear. Even though this video is titled In Defense of Khloe, I'm not defending her. I'm just saying, let's not be obtuse. Let's not pretend that we don't understand why Khloe decided to go through with the pregnancy. You would have done it too. You would have been in the exact same situation and you would have done it too. Okay? I just want to call that out. But everything else, Khloe really asked for this. She really put herself in this position. She was having fun when she was the one chosen the first time around. And it was another woman who had to deal with the humiliation and the sadness. And this time, Khloe isn't even pregnant. It's the surrogate who's going to be doing the heavy lifting. But when Jordan Craig was pregnant, she not only had to deal with the humiliation, but she was trying to keep it together so she could be in good shape to give birth to her first baby. Khloe, even though this is painful, you will never understand what you put that woman through. When you were laughing it up and keeking it up. You didn't, and again, I'm not one of those people that blames the woman for the man's behavior. If the man stepped out on his relationship, that is on him. But it's the way the woman, the other woman, handles herself. Let us know what is the content of her character. The fact that Khloe didn't show any kind of compassion for his first baby's mama, that she didn't say, you know what, she's pregnant, she's about to give birth, let's keep it on the low. No, she was proudly enjoying being chosen. And she has a pattern of this. The sisters, Khloe, Kim, and Kylie, and I think even Kendall, they have a pattern of kind of rubbing things in the faces of the women who are left by the men that they're now messing with. I'm just saying, they will all get theirs. That's just how this works. And so, yeah, I am not in any way feeling sorry for Khloe. I hope that she learns her lesson. I hope that this will finally allow her to internalize what she has done to others and choose better next time. Just do better next time. There was a rumor that she had moved on to another man. I don't know if that's true. She hasn't been seen with anyone. She went on a nice vacation. She wasn't with anybody. I don't know. But anyway, that's my take. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you would like to see me do more commentary, please join this little family. It's very tiny, but we're growing. One by one, we're growing. So please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.